Me again from sunny Smyrna, Georgia on the 12th of January. Beautiful warm day, way untypical for us. We had ice and snow just last week and 3 days of sub-freezing temperatures, and now it's 72 degrees. Where do you go? Go figure, that's Georgia. Happens here all the time. Anyway, what I'd like to tell you about, my wife had, my son-in-law borrowed my wife's car while she was on vacation, and when he brought it back to us, she noticed there was a noise, and what had happened wasn't anything he did, it was just that the brake pads had finally worn enough to, were making contact with the disc, and I was listening for that, and I was going to go ahead and change them out. Well, we didn't catch it, and I had to kind of grooved up one of the discs pretty bad, so yesterday morning she had to go to work, so I decided, well, I'll just go ahead and put brakes on this car. Now I can swear I had put brakes on this car before. It's a Ford Explorer Sport Track, 2-wheel drive, you know, standard Ford powertrain, all that. I could swear I've done it before, but I went in there and pulled the wheel off and got my wrench set out and started to try to take the bolts off to get the caliper off, and lo and behold, I couldn't even budge those bolts. Now, I never put anything back together that tight, so I knew right then that I was not the last one to do work on this car. So went and got pads, went and got a rotor, came back home, stopped at the hardware store on the way and got a breaker bar and the right size socket, which I didn't have. Oh, see, all my tools are in North Carolina. That's where my home of 28 years is, and I've got a full shop full of everything I need right there to do the job. But of course, you know, it breaks while we're down here in Georgia, so got all the tools I needed, got a big C-clamp to help compress the piston and all that stuff, and started working on it. Well, I came across these doggone clamps. I've never seen them before in my life. They're anti-rattle clips, I guess you'd call them, and they're designed in such a way that it is impossible to either get the shoes off or on that caliper. Well, I scratched my head for about an hour and beat on things and cussed and all that, and finally figured out a way to get the discs out, the old shoes out, and swapped out everything, and still couldn't figure out how to use the new clip, so I made a small modification on the clip to where it would be easy to use, and went ahead and put everything back together. But you know, I was halfway through this job. I'm sitting there and I've got you know, the left front brake completely disassembled here, laying on the ground. I'm going, you know, if I can't get this thing back together, I'm going to have it towed to the shop. You know, that's not a good thing. But I know a lot of you guys do your own work on your vehicles. I used to do all my own work back in the day before there were computerized ignitions and all that crap. Back when you set points and rebuilt carburetors and changed spark plugs regularly, you know, every 30,000 miles or so. And you know, I really enjoyed it. I loved doing the work. I actually worked as a mechanic in my own shop for about a year before giving it up, realizing that I wasn't going to. Well, really what happened was I discovered that doing it for fun wasn't anywhere near as much fun as doing it for people who have to pay you for it. So anyway, that's enough said about that. But anyway, now I'm trying to make a decision. I was telling my wife I'm really sore today because I'm at the age where I can't really kneel for long. I can't sit flat on the ground for long. The most comfortable thing is to, you know, get a piece of cardboard or something and lay down while I'm working on something, or to sit on a stool. And I can do that all day. I get a little footstool to sit on and bend over. You know, that was no problem. But just getting, you know, the right in between the right, you know, which one you got to do to get the job done. That's the deal. And unfortunately, on this job, I had to spend a lot of time on my knees. Had to squat a little bit, moving the tire around, all that stuff. And you know, it's just, I'm not young as I used to be, and things just hurt the next day. What can I tell you? I'm out of shape. I don't do this very often because I don't do it for a living anymore, you know, which has been a long time ago, but I don't work on stuff every day. So, you know, I get out there and my muscles have forgotten what to do, and they're old and they're tired and they don't stretch, and, you know, things just hurt. But that wasn't what I was going to talk about. You know, I didn't know if, like I said, don't know if you guys do your own work, but why the hell they designed that little clip, the little anti-rattle clip, to be so difficult to work with, I don't know. Ford, what were you thinking, man? There's my lovely wife riding on her Spider. But you know, I don't know, it's one of those things. You know, I used to do that kind of work all the time, and love to do it. But right now I'm kind of relegated to brakes and rotating tires and changing. I can change all the filters. I change the fluids and all that stuff. But when it comes to, I don't do tune-ups anymore because I don't have the computer I need to really set it perfectly. I don't do transmissions or rear ends or anything like that because it's just too physically demanding now. And I don't have the equipment here, of course, and really I don't have my garage in North Carolina set up for that kind of work anymore anyway. But I really enjoy doing it. Actually, when I got through with that, I had to put rear brakes on this beast here. I had, as I was rolling it around, I noticed that it was making a little bit of noise from the back. And turned out the brakes on it were worn down. And they had told me the last time they put a tire on this, they said, well, your rear brakes are getting kind of worn. Don't you want us to put some on there? And I said, no, that's okay, I'll do it. So I ordered a pair of brake pads off of Amazon for $6. It took me a total of about 10 minutes to do the job. And I had to take the muffler off to do it. But seems to be working okay. I got a full pedal. And so far I think everything's going to work out all right for that. But I enjoy working on this thing. It's not anywhere near as technologically complex as a car is. I mean, it does have the computer to control the fuel injection, but that's really it. Nothing more to it than that. But now the Spyder up there's got all kinds of computer stuff on it. It's got a million warning lights. It'll tell you when your brakes are getting down, when your pads are wearing out. It actually has a little brake light for that. But that's a little too complex for me. I can't deal with stuff like that. I just like things simple, which is why I like this motorcycle. I was very sad to hear that, saw a notice that Victory motorcycles are no more. This was the last model year for Victory. Excuse me, and that's a shame because I really like the Victory Hammer. Sat on one time and it fit me. It fit me like this bike does now after all the work I did to it. But it was way too expensive at the time. I think it was 20 grand for the one I wanted, and this was $7,000. So you know, it was really a no-brainer for me. Could have 3 of these for, well, I could have 1 of those. I don't have 3 of these, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh well. That's all that was happening. We're just out taking a little ride. I'll do another vlog from the top of Kennesaw. Talk to you later.